My name's Vicki Pollack, and this is my Isagenix story. It really speaks to the power of consistency and persistence. So, I started my Isagenix journey 8 years ago. 8 years ago, my manager was drinking out of a Cleanse for Life bottle, and I said to her, "What are you drinking?" She told me what it was, and it didn't really interest me in terms of the health and wellness side of stuff, but it really interested me to make potentially look better in my skinny jeans. So I said, "Okay, how do I get it?" So she said, "Here, call this woman and she'll order it for you." And that woman was Alexis Romano. So it was in the very beginning of her journey too. I ordered whatever I ordered with Alexis. My roommate and I did it together. And I remember getting on the phone with Alexis for our box walkthrough. She was on the speakerphone with my roommate and she's like, "So tell me about, your regularity. Are either of you constipated?" And I said to my roommate behind the scenes, like, "Who is this woman?" Right? I had no idea who she was. She was asking us all these strange questions. So anyway, I started that and I loved the shakes. I remember thinking these shakes are awesome. And I stayed on the shakes on and off throughout the 8 years. And throughout the 8 years, Alexis and I wound up connecting on Facebook, and she would message me little by little, asking me about the business side of stuff. And I wasn't really interested. I didn't really know about it. I just looked at it as something else like that would take over my life. Like I had no space for something extra. That's how I was looking at it. Plus, my parents were in network marketing and they were in two different companies and they didn't do well. So they at a very early age, instilled in me to be cautious of this industry. And I didn't even realize that had happened until I discovered that this was network marketing. So I said, "Oh, I remember my parents did X, Y, or Z company years ago." Anyway, so that was 8 years ago. 8 years passes. Within those 8 years, Alexis would constantly message me, little by little, just touching base. "How are you? Oh, I'm at this women's entrepreneurship thing, and I'm listening to these panelists, and I feel like your energy would totally match here, and I feel like you'd totally kill this business." And I would either ignore her, or I would be like, "Okay, cool. Okay, thanks." Like, no, I have no intention on like following up or looking into it. So 2014 comes around. I start gaining weight. I don't know why. I text her and I say, "Hey, are you still doing that Isagenix thing?" Isagenix, Isogenics. And she said, "Yeah, I am." And I didn't know that she had just become the 100th millionaire of the company. That was in January 2014, she did. I reached out to her March 2014. I reorder a 30-day program. It comes to me. I start it. 24 hours later, found out I was pregnant, which is why I was gaining weight. So I call her to return everything, and she says to me what I say is the one question that forever changed my life. "What are you going to do when the baby is born?" Again, thought to myself, why is she asking me that? I've never met her. What does she care? What am I going to do with it? I said, "Well, I'm going to go back to work." Obviously, it's what everyone does. She said, "Do yourself a favor and just take a look at the opportunity. Just take a look at it. I'm going to send you information. Take a look." Okay. So I did. Because I was thinking, you know what? Babies are expensive. My husband and I both have great jobs, and maybe we should look into it. So I looked into it, and I said, "All right, Alexis, you're cool, but get me on the phone with like a down-to-earth, normal mother who's doing this. Someone who I could really relate to in terms of our life." So she said, "Cool." She got me on the phone with Stephanie Lucrezio. Stephanie gets on the phone with me. Stephanie's down-to-earth and normal, relatable. She's a mom. She's cool. She's down with the lingo. I don't even know what I meant by cool like at the time, but to me, she was cool. So she said to me, "How much money do you need to make to replace your income?" And so I told her, and she said, "Oh my God, you need to start like yesterday. Don't even give it a second thought." Being over analytical, I gave it 100 second thoughts. And after doing research in May of 2014, I started my Isagenix business. I put my very first post up May of 2014. Here's what the journey has been. Has it always been smooth? Nope. And anyone who tells you that it's been smooth sailing the whole time, I mean, bravo for them. But for me, it hasn't. Have there been moments where I question, like, am I even good at this? This can't possibly be right. Am I good at this? Yes, there have been those moments, many moments. Have there been lulls in my business that I think to myself, man, maybe this just like isn't for me? Yes, there have been those lulls in my business. But here's the best advice I could give to you if you're listening to this. Staying consistent, even when you think it's not working, is the key to the kingdom. It's the key to success here. Even when you think your consistency in Facebook, in reaching out to people, in phone calls, in text messages, in follow-ups, in posting before and afters, whatever it is that our systems are about, consistency in those systems, even when you think they're not working, that's when they're working. And I think sometimes it's so easy to lose sight of it, but my story is such a perfect example of, what if Alexis gave up? What if Alexis never followed up with me in those 7-8 years? What if she wasn't always on the forefront of my mind to think that she's the person that I would call if I wanted to lose weight, or if I wanted to, whatever your goal was when you first started Isagenix? It might not have been weight loss. But what if she gave up? What if she said, you know what? She said no. She said she's not interested in this business or whatever. I'm just never going to call her again or message her or whatever she did with me. I wouldn't be here. My entire life is completely changed because of this one opportunity. And I believe now that my old manager was put in my life and was put in my path so that I could meet Alexis, so that I could be introduced to this opportunity that has completely changed the blueprint of my entire family. So I now have a two-year-old who I can send to the most amazing school ever because Alexis Romano was consistent on Facebook. It's that important. And so even when you think that it's not working, it's working. And everyone wants to follow the person who knows exactly where they're going. So do yourself and do your network a favor. Be the person that knows exactly where they're going. Be the person who says and who really feels from the bottom of their toes, I would never quit Isagenix. I will always be here. So if someone says no to you today, you can confidently say to them, cool, call me in 10 years when you're ready. Or, hey, cool, I'll follow up with you in 2 months, because guess what? In 2 months, I'm still going to be doing this. So I think the importance of consistency in this business is everything. It is this business, consistency. And I think my story proves that. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Have a great day.